Benchwarmers podcast. I am Casey Coggins here with Alvin Hebert.
What's up, y'all?
And Andrew Lira.
We're back again.
We are back again. We recorded the other night for the NBA season recap. We are now recording for the World Cup preview as it starts Thursday night.
Yay.
Unfortunately, let's start off with a little United States in memoriam, moment of silence.
Straight trash.
I have watched.
They zoom into their eyes.
Well, see, and the thing is, the guys on the team that didn't make it to the World Cup aren't the guys who are playing for the United States national team right now. So they're all the old guys. So they look like those old mangy dogs that they show in that commercial.
That got just been abused.
Like, have you seen Clint Dempsey's face? He's taken a few elbows to it.
Josh Howard, he's just sad.
Josh Howard, the old Dallas Mavericks player?
No.
Tim Howard?
Tim Howard. Yeah.
But yeah, so they didn't make it to the World Cup, which was like the first time in 40 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
They had changed coaches to try to make that push, right? Klinsmann They changed from him to try to make that final push for the World Cup, or was it after they didn't clinch a spot in the World Cup that they ended up firing him?
I thought it was before.
I thought it was before, and then Bruce Arena took over and couldn't get him over the top to qualify, and now they're pretty much playing with house money going forward, because all they're doing right now on the national team is playing with the 18 to 20 year olds, the guys who were playing in the U20s or whatever it is, like last year, guys that I think the average cap for the United States team that they trotted out the other day against France was six caps with the national team. So a lot of youth. Bobby Wood is the veteran U.S. men's national team player, and he's like 25 right now.
But he's also a guy that plays international too.
Right.
And then Pulisic, if I pronounce his name right.
Pulisic, yeah. He hasn't been playing with the national team right now, but they're playing this guy Sargent. He looks like he's going to be able to fill in nicely, and name is slipping me.
Some guy named kid named Green.
Yes, yeah, Julian Green.
Yes,
he's looked like he's going to be good for the U.S. going forward. And like I said, they're playing with house money going forward. They can play all the young guys, get them international competitions under their belt, get them groomed for the next 3-year go-round of trying to qualify for the 2022 World Cup, which I don't know if they ever took it away from Qatar. Is it still in Qatar? I know that FIFA was talking about maybe looking into moving the 2022, but the likelihood is that the United States will get it in 2026. So
hopefully we'll qualify.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Nay, maybe.
I mean, it'd be kind of sad if we got to host it finally. Or again,
and our team's not in it.
Yeah,
we're all on the sidelines. Embarrassing.
Every game, every main game, you see the men's national team sitting on the front row watching the games with their jerseys on.
Just a bunch of red, white, and blue, and there's no red, white, and blue on the field. Sorry.
So while we had to give our 2 cents on the United States men's team, we went through the bracket, picked the top 2 in each group, went through, picked our winner. We're also going to all have a guy that we want to highlight that might not be as known. My guy is a little well known, but I think with just from the coverage that I've been seeing recently of international soccer, I don't think he has been talked about enough. But I just want to get into, do y'all have any upsets as far as people making it out of the group? Because I know I have 2 upsets. Or any team that you could see that y'all picked to make it out of the group that you would think the majority wouldn't give them a shot.
I got Iceland coming out of Group D. They're
repeating their 2014 World Cup, right? They were the 2014 Cinderellas, Iceland.
Oh, I don't know if they were the 2014.
Or was it the Olympics? In one of the previous national or international tournaments, Iceland had created a big following.
I think that was the Olympics because they're the Cinderella team going into the World Cup right now, and I have them coming out their group as a 2nd seed.
Yeah, see in that group,
I got Nigeria coming out of that group.
I have Nigeria as well. My big upset is the highest ranked team in Group H. I don't have making it out. I don't have Poland making it out of the group.
I don't got them coming out either.
I got Japan and Colombia.
I have Senegal making it out of the group.
Colombia.
Yeah, see, Poland's ranked 8 in the world.
Oh wow.
That's why I was saying I didn't realize that Poland was that good at soccer. I remember watching Senegal a few years ago and them putting on a pretty good show on international level, but I think they didn't make it out of their group the previous World Cup on just kind of a goal difference. And I also think that they were the ones that got knocked out the year that Landon Donovan scored that last second goal in the 2010 World Cup.
I think that was Senegal that happened on you.
So I think this is the year they make it out of the group. They're just not going to make it any further than that. And so, yeah, like I said, I believe Group A, Russia, they're the host. I don't have them making it out of the group. I don't know if any of us have Russia making it out of the group.
I do.
Drew does.
I got Russia and Egypt out of Group A.
Yeah, so I have Uruguay. Russia has to beat Saudi Arabia. That's a must-win game for them because who knows if they're going to get any kind of decision out of from Egypt and playing Egypt and Uruguay. As Egypt, I was going to talk about this guy as my player to watch, but
the magician himself.
Seeing as how he has had the year he has had, and especially I think he's kind of going to come back to the World Cup kind of on a vindication mission because of how the Champions League ended for him, being pulled down by the arm by Sergio Ramos and separating his shoulder. Mo Salah, he's probably going to win the Golden Boot, and I only have him playing 4 games. So
he definitely took over the Premier League this year though.
Yeah, he
had 37 goals. Was it over 37?
Yeah, if he doesn't win Player of the Year this year, I can't think of how the trophy is pronounced, like the Ballon d'Or or whatever it is, the Player of the Year award that they give out. If he doesn't win it, it's going to be highway robbery. Even though
because they're going to give it to somebody.
They're going to give it to Cristiano Ronaldo because he won the Champions League. But I think Salah is definitely deserving. So those are kind of the upsets that we have. I think when I was looking at it, I have it. I have a lot of teams that are expected to winning, other than one. And so I was saying when I was writing it down that I'm going to have a surprise for y'all. So here is my surprise. I have the young Mexican squad
beating Brazil,
winning the group, and not even having to play Brazil.
What?
I have Brazil and Germany happening in the round of 16.
Oh.
Oh, okay. All right.
So that was one of my little sneaky picks.
Try to get a little rematch going in.
Get it in early, because if they end up both winning their group, they're not going to face each other again, and I want to see Brazil face Germany again.
I have Brazil facing Germany again.
So you have Germany.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you have,
Spoiler alert.
So you have Germany being second in their group or first?
I have Germany second. I have Mexico. Yeah.
I got the other way.
I think that
too.
I mean, seeing Mexico a lot more than I've seen a lot of these other squads, just because CONCACAF and Gold Cup and all the stuff that
3 hours away.
Yeah, it's, bus ride just right down there. I get to
Ground ticket.
Right, $30 for the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Channel 17.
Channel 8.
I think they have. I always look for, and it's kind of the same way when it comes to like the most tournaments, the NCAA basketball tournament, even NBA playoffs, hockey, whatever it is the teams that have the best mix of youth and veteranship. Like, that's one of the things that makes Golden State so good in basketball is, one, they have talented guys, but their talent is young and athletic. And off the bench, they have veterans that can come in for spurts.
And that are hungry to win a championship.
Exactly. So I think Mexico has that because, we just brought up Chicharito. And like, he was supposed to be the next great Mexican star football player, soccer player, whatever you want to go with on those words. Like, he got signed by Man U at 16, I think. Played professionally at Man U for a few years and could never win. Like, he couldn't win for Mexico. He couldn't win for Man U. And so over the last couple of years, his speed has diminished. And so they use him more as a sub. They use him as a sub a lot. But his like thirst to want to win will help the young guys on Mexico's team, which I believe are really talented guys.
Like Corona, Lozano.
Yes.
Bella.
So I think having that veteran who was supposed to be the guy that takes Mexico deep into the World Cup, sitting there on their bench, or if they happen to start him, being able to look and see the guy in your jersey that's like, we have to do this. It helps motivate the guys. And Germany won it last time, and I don't know if they'll have the same kind of motivation that Mexico will. And that's one of the things that I don't see Mexico losing to Sweden and South Korea. So that's 6 points. And so it'll really come down to Germany, the Germany-Mexico game, I think. And honestly, I can see them being tied, and it'll be a goal differential. And I can see Mexico putting up some.
I mean, they could score because how we was talking about players that we should talk about, like Lozano. I mean, I know he was playing in the Netherlands league, but I mean, he was showing that he's hella fast and he could strike it from anywhere.
Yeah, I think Mexico's strikers and their offensive talent is definitely up there.
Even Bella as a cam.
So that's definitely, that was one of my little surprise picks, and surprise games to look forward to. Like, because while, we don't have Italy, we don't have the United States, we don't have the Netherlands, I think as a whole, international soccer has gotten deeper. And, the teams that we do have in the World Cup are all star-laden. So you have France making their comeback. They have a lot of young talent. They honestly might be the most talented team in the World Cup. But it's whether or not that talent, because a lot of the talent is youth, whether or not that talent can take them in a pressure situation like the World Cup.
Like Mbappe, he's only 19?
Yeah. Pogba's only 25.
Yeah.
But France just played the United States the last game before the World Cup, and it was 1-0 at half United States, and France was expected to win 4-0, and they ended up with a 1-1 draw.
Is that the game that Mbappe got hurt too? I think he hurt his ankle.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
That was in the game?
No. I don't remember seeing that. But, that was a good last game for France, I think, because they were playing a team, like I said earlier, that had nothing to lose. The United States has nothing to lose in that game, and they're playing young guys who are trying to make a name for themselves to stay on the national team going forward.
Right.
It's not just some kind of random exhibition game with a team that's just trying not to get hurt. The United States had something to prove because of the players they were playing. And while it ended up being a 1-1 draw, I think France can take a lot from that game going into the World Cup. What do y'all think about a team like Portugal having arguably the best soccer player in the world, having not won a World Cup, really haven't not done much in the World Cup with Ronaldo? How far do y'all have them going?
I just got them going to the quarters.
And losing in the quarters?
Yeah.
Yep.
You got arguably the best player in the world, but the rest of the talent on the team is
They're like the Cleveland Cavaliers? Is that what you're saying?
not like the Cleveland.
I have them losing to the actual best player in the world.
Same here.
But
It's like CR7 is KD and Messi's LeBron, because he is the greatest.
Well, yeah.
The teams are kind of mixed up because obviously.
But I think Argentina's team is better.
That's what I'm saying. The teams are kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
But player comparison wise, you can't say that KD's better than LeBron.
And had it not been for that stupid meltdown from Barcelona in Champions League, they probably win Champions League. And we don't have the discussion about Cristiano Ronaldo winning the best player in the world award.
And they were using Messi as a super sub too.
Yeah,
most of the time in a Champions League. I'm like, why?
Yeah, he probably was like, "Hey, can I need to stay fresh for Argentina because I've won Champions League twice. We've pretty much gone undefeated in La Liga. We went 40-0-1 this year or whatever it was. I don't have anything to prove other than winning the World Cup.
And
keep me fresh for it."
And he was smashing Ronaldo in La Liga too. Ronaldo in La Liga, trash. But Ronaldo in the UEFA, he was good.
Yeah, Ronaldo in Champions League, I think he scored a third of his goals in Champions League for the entire season.
Yeah.
And he played a third less games. He played the 40 whatever in La Liga, and scored 60% of his goals there, and played 14 games in the Champions League and scored 14 goals. But yeah, I think that's another matchup that I have coming out of the group stages. Is I have Portugal and Egypt.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Because again, like we said, Salah, lot to prove, to kind of keep his name and best player in the world. Like he's making a name for himself based off of how he's played this year.
He's trying to put his name in the hat.
And if he can follow it up with a good showing at World Cup, you'll be seeing a lot more of Salah going forward. And like I have with Andrew, I have Argentina on that same side, playing Portugal in the quarters, and beating Portugal, making it to the semis. Bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Sneak attack.
Didn't let a fart out that time either.
What team do y'all have making it out of the group stage that you think a lot of people are sleeping on? And I'm not talking about the upsets that we talked about earlier, because I don't see Senegal making it past the round of 16. But I'm talking about, a team that I'll use like a team like Denmark. While I don't have them going past the round of 16, that's a team that really nobody's going to be talking about. I know you said Iceland earlier, but I look at my quarterfinals, and I don't have a surprise. I don't have some Cinderella making it to the quarters.
I got Nigeria over France in the round of 16.
Ooh.
I actually have Iceland over France in the round of 16. And I got Belgium over Germany in the quarters.
See, I have Belgium over Brazil in the quarters, because I have Brazil beating Germany. But yeah, I have Belgium making it to the semis. And they had a great showing in the 2014 World Cup. They have a really deep team.
I don't have Belgium making it out of the group.
You got Panama or
Tunisia?
I got Panama and England.
Panama's going to be a big surprise.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
All right.
Hey, don't worry about me. Worry about your picks.
But we brought up England. England's another team similar to Mexico and similar to France.
I think also similar to Belgium too.
Well, I'm saying like the legacy of the national team, the soccer team from these countries, France, Mexico, and England, they have a rich tradition of soccer players and soccer history. But the last, ever since the headbutt for France, when Zinedine Zidane just went crazy in 2006, I don't know, they haven't really been the same.
That was a classic moment.
Because I think Italy won that one, and I think Italy played Spain in 2010 in the finals. But France, they haven't been the same since then. And now, like I said, they might have the most talented team as a whole in the World Cup. And so they're trying to make their big resurgence. And same with England and Mexico is, England relied on certain players for so long. The guys like David Beckham in the late 90s.
Thierry Henry. Oh, no. Henry's not English. He's French, right?
Henry.
He's
French, yes. He's the guy who hit the goalpost and the penalty kicks in 2006. But Wayne Rooney, guys like that who are supposed to be, who are England's best player and on the world stage playing for Man U. They're trying to make the resurgence. In Mexico, who I've already talked about, they had some down years the last, I'd say, 6 years. The previous 6 years, other than the last couple, making it to the World Cup, being the best team in CONCACAF. Them and Costa Rica, who I actually have Mexico facing in the round of 16 is Costa Rica. Making it, and that's technically another upset that I have. I was in between Switzerland and Costa Rica making it out of the group stage there.
I actually got Serbia making that.
Yeah, I feel like Group E is the group of death. I don't know who they labeled the group of death.
I got Brazil and Switzerland.
I forgot to check that.
Wait, so we all have someone different coming out of that Group E?
Yeah. I have Brazil and Costa Rica.
I got Brazil and Switzerland.
I have Brazil and Serbia.
Okay. Okay.
I'm putting my face in Milinka Savic.
Hello there. Stomach growled a little bit.
Smell a wager coming up.
It's them protein shakes.
Lol.
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 Sorry for the little. I was trying to see who they had labeled the group of death, and it was between, from what that article said, Group C and Group F. With Group C being France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark, and Group F being Mexico, Germany, Sweden, and South Korea.
That's what I was thinking.
I think it's because they don't believe, like, out of France and Germany, like, the rest of those teams could, like...
Any of them, yeah. Yeah, Group C, I think, was the hardest to pick a second team because there was a part of me that wanted to go with Australia just because I love how those fuckers talk.
Oh, my God.
Out in the Bobby.
And Peru has a pretty strong squad, but I went with Denmark out of Group C along with France.
Yeah, I did too.
I got Peru.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I was close. I was close to going with Peru. So a team we haven't touched on yet, Spain. What do y'all see Spain's chances being? Because they had that magnificent 4-year run from 2009 to 2013 where they won everything. But those players are older. Some of them are gone, and they're trying to make it's like they're why can't I think of the term of rebuilding? That is the term.
That is the term.
Yeah, they're brain fart. They're rebuilding their national team while keeping some of the older pieces that they've had for a while. You brought up Iniesta earlier. How I think this is his last tournament that he's playing because he retired from La Liga earlier this season.
And I think he's signing with a team in China or Japan.
Is he really?
Yeah. Or if he just retired entirely, but that was the rumors going around. But I think Spain probably has the best backline going into the World Cup with De Gea, who's probably the best. They say he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And then you got Jordi Alba, you got Nacho, you got Carvajal, Sergio Ramos.
As a bastard.
PK. You still got PK in there.
Yeah. But a couple of those guys that you just mentioned, they're
probably
getting up there.
Yeah, they're up there. Yeah. Asensio, I think he's getting up there too. That's Diego Costa, he's getting up there.
So that's
Morata is getting up there.
I think it's for Spain. It's a lot of it's going to be relying on somebody like Asensio.
That's what they're saying.
Is he has to elevate his play in this World Cup to make them take them past the group and take them past the round of 16, which I actually have them getting there. I have them, coming in second to Portugal in Group B and playing Uruguay because I have Uruguay winning Group A because I'm a believer in the biter.
Suarez.
So I think Uruguay they always make a good showing early in the World Cup. Not necessarily making deep runs, but early in the World Cup they handle their business. And so I have Spain, Uruguay, Spain advancing there. So let's see. Let's just run down really quick. Who are your quarterfinals in that top left?
Top left, I got Portugal and Iceland in my quarterfinals.
You, Andrew, that top left quarterfinal?
The top left, man, you guys completely different than me. I got Russia and Nigeria.
That's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah,
man.
Like, you could probably coin flip that
one. And I have Spain and France in that quarter. Going to the bottom left, Alvin, who do you have there?
Brazil and England.
Andrew?
I've got Brazil and Colombia.
And
I was thinking going that way.
And I have Brazil and Belgium. So that means you have England winning their group, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So then going to the top right quarterfinals.
Spain versus Argentina.
And we both have Portugal, Argentina.
Correct.
Which I think the two matchups that I have that I look forward to most are that Portugal-Argentina matchup and the Brazil-Germany matchup.
I actually have Spain and Uruguay in round 16, but just
that'll be a good
opposite.
Yeah,
of yours.
And then the bottom right quarterfinals, Andrew.
Bottom right, I've got Germany and Japan.
That's like a completely different style of play, like size of soccer players. You have like an average size of like 6'4".
Guess who I have winning?
Size of 5'.
The heart of the samurai.
Alvin, your bottom right quarter.
Germany and Belgium.
And I have Mexico, Colombia there. Like I said, I have Mexico kind of surprising Germany and winning the group. So that's why I have that Brazil-Germany matchup in the round of 16. So going back to the top left in that quarterfinal, Alvin, you had what, Portugal and
Iceland
in that quarter?
I got Portugal winning. I just think CR7 will be too much for Iceland. I think that's where their Cinderella story ends.
Got it. Andrew, your top left quarter, Russia and Nigeria.
I've got Russia beating Nigeria.
I feel like Russia is rigging a World Cup here.
I feel like this is
I'm expecting it. I'm 100% wholeheartedly expecting it.
With Trump right there in the wings, just in the shadows.
No, man, he's busy with North Korea.
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
Is he busy with North Korea?
Man, I was going down this rabbit hole is not going to be good. But I heard the Dennis Rodman soundbite.
Oh my God, he was crying.
And I heard it on the radio, and I was like, when the fuck did Dennis Rodman start sounding like the cockroach alien in Men in Black? Like, that's all I heard is like, give me some sugar. I was like, what
more?
Yeah.
More sugar water.
I didn't know what the hell I was listening to. And then you turn on the TV and you see him and you're like, shit, this is the cockroach alien from Men in Black. So that's the end of that tangent. But yeah, Russia being the host, I think me and Alvin kind of have it being spoiled for them early.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if something fishy happened.
They get busted for more PEDs.
Gots to win. And then so I have Spain and France in that top left quarter, and I have France winning. I just think that they're for Spain especially, they're just too young and too talented for Spain.
That's what I got going against France. It's just that they're too young. Talent, they're good. Talent, they're up there, but I just feel like too young and not like mentally focused.
So going to the bottom left quarter, Alvin, who do you have winning that to make it to the semifinals?
Of course, I got Brazil whipping that ass on England.
whipping that ass. And so you have Portugal and Brazil in the semis on that side. Andrew?
I got Brazil whooping that ass too over Colombia.
Yeah. That I think if that happens, if that match happens, I think that might be one of the best games of the tournament because Colombia is a lot more talented than people would give them credit for.
James Rodriguez, man.
Yeah.
Looking to carry them.
But for me, in that bottom left, I actually have Brazil losing to Belgium. Because...
To throw waffles at them.
Belgium, I think, got ousted by... I want to say Brazil in the last World Cup. Before Brazil got their ass beat by Germany.
We don't talk about that match.
Oh, when Neymar got his back broken?
If they die, they die.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, they fucking suplexed him.
It was like in the Dark Knight.
But I do have Belgium beating Brazil. I just wanted to see where they lost at in the previous one.
I think that was the semis.
Oh, Belgium lost to Argentina. That was my second guess. Because Belgium beat the United States in the round of 16. Those were the days when the United States were making it out of the group. Now they can't even make the tournament.
The good old days.
So yeah, my semifinal is France-Belgium on that side. And then Alvin, you have Portugal-Brazil. Andrew has Russia-Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
On the right side, our top right quarterfinal, Alvin.
I got Argentina beating Spain.
I think we might all have Argentina winning their quarterfinal. Because I have Argentina beating Portugal.
Yeah,
Andrew has Argentina beating Portugal. Messi gets his Champions League payback, even though they didn't lose to Real Madrid. They blew it from Barca, and I think with how they were playing Messi at Barcelona the last 3-4 months of the season, kind of indicates that they were trying to keep him fresh for the World Cup, because this is really his quest to get put up as one of the greatest soccer players of all time.
Get over Maradona. Maradona got one.
Definitely over Maradona. You could make the case that he's already there, but there are the people who say no because Maradona got the World Cup, and that's the main goal. You can win all the Champions League you want. You can win all the La Liga titles you want. Can you win a World Cup for your country?
And he quit too.
And that's why Pele is, greatest of all times. He got 2 World Cup titles for Brazil, and he had all of the other titles at the club level. So this is Messi's. Messi has to get this one because this will be the last one in his prime. So going down to the right quarterfinals, Alvin.
I have Belgium beating Germany.
So we both have Belgium in the semis, just on different sides of the bracket.
Yep.
Andrew, your turn.
Well, we already went over mine. I've got Germany just taking a step over Japan.
They're not even going to be kneeling or anything. They're just going to take a step. It's going to be like Vince Carter.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Price.
No headers allowed.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, my semis on the right side. I got Argentina and Germany.
I feel like the Germany-Japan match is going to be when you the thought of the older brother and little brother, where the older brother is 2 feet taller because he's 7 years older and he's holding the football up above the little brother and pushing his little brother's head down.
You'll never get this. You'll never get this.
That's what I feel like that Germany-Japan match is going to look like.
Hell yeah, it's going to be good.
It's gonna be a horrible game.
I'm gonna have to like readjust my TV screen. It's like, why is this Germany team not playing anybody? Where are the other people?
Where's the opposing team at?
Wait, are those ants them? And on my side, I have as much as I was talking about Mexico and their resurgence, I have them losing to Colombia and James Rodriguez putting a good showing in the World Cup again, facing Argentina in the semis. Alvin, your first semi. What do you got?
Argentina beating Belgium.
Making it to the final. Andrew, to you, your first semi.
I've got Brazil over Russia.
I could have guessed that. If you had Russia making it to the final of the World Cup,
I would have been calling collusion.
Man, you can't even spell collusion.
Illusion.
And on my left semi, I have France beating Belgium and making it to the final. And then on the other side, Alvin.
Brazil beating Portugal. Neymar just smashes it on CR7.
Neymar Messi final.
Yep.
That'll be a good one. Andrew.
I got Messi losing to Germany.
Oh.
Germany making it to another final.
Another final against Brazil. That'll be a good rematch game for Brazil.
Would that be another 7-1 game?
Suplex City. Neymar's about to get his back broken again.
Brock Lesnar comes out.
and then I have Argentina beating Colombia, and so I have an Argentina-France final. We both have Argentina in our finals. I think we both have the same feeling towards Messi, about like him really needing to have a good showing, him resting up for this World Cup, and Argentina also just being better than they've been. I forgot what their ranking is, but they're a top five ranked soccer team in the world right now. I just want to double check that. But while I double check this, Alvin, who is your World Cup winner of the year 2018?
Well, if you see my paper, I haven't written it down yet because I'm still mulling over it because my heart says Brazil, but then like my mind's all like,
your body's telling you yes.
I'm all like, but it's Messi, and then I'm like, but Brazil has a better squad than Argentina does. Like their back line is better than Argentina's back line. So I'm gonna say Brazil. I'm gonna say Neymar stamps his name into the history books.
Yeah, I mean,
with more than just a haircut.
With more than just a haircut.
Brazil.
He doesn't have to worry about being suplexed or anything like that.
So yeah, I did pull it up. I just wanted to make sure. Argentina is the number 5 country or soccer team, and Germany is 1, Brazil is 2, Belgium is 3, and Portugal's 4.
I just feel Brazil's attack line is just a beast.
The thing with Brazil that always gets me is I started really liking the Brazil soccer team in like 2002 in that World Cup
with Ronaldinho.
Those golden pleats. My favorite soccer player of all time is the original Ronaldo. The all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history.
C9.
And I remember having the World Cup 2002 soccer game on the PlayStation 2 and playing that with Brazil and just scoring a shit ton of goals with Ronaldo. But since 2002, it seems like Brazil always falls short. Like last World Cup, they made it to the Final Four, the semis, and then we've just discussed about what happened. And so they made it further than they have in the past 4 World Cups. But they just always seem to fall short, and that's kind of why I have them losing to a team like Belgium. Is Belgium's right on their heels in the world rankings, and Belgium has arguably a better midfield, and can control the game, and I think I really look forward to seeing Belgium play this World Cup. But that's why I have Belgium beating Brazil, because I just feel like Brazil, as talented as they are, they just always, it seems like they just let off the gas too early in the World Cup, thinking it comes too easy for them, and getting smashed by a good team. Andrew, your final is that rematch of Germany and Brazil.
Yeah, I got the same outcome. I got Germany winning back-to-back World Cups.
Back-to-back with broken backs.
Yep.
All of that.
Yeah. Just.
And for me, I wrote down in my final Messi, because that's all that matters. I think to me in this World Cup, all that matters is how Messi does. Because a lot of these other players, they've either already made their name in the World Cup, they're still young enough to, if it doesn't happen for them, they have next World Cup. They still have a few years of club level success that they need to get to. This World Cup comes down to, will Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo get their World Cup title? And if one of them does it, it's bragging rights. Mm-hmm. It is literally, I'm better than you. You can't do anything about it. Because come 2022, Messi, who knows where he's going to be. Ronaldo's a few years younger than Messi is, but he'll be on the later end, the latter end of his career. I don't even know how old Cristiano Ronaldo is.
I always thought he was in his 30s already.
See, I felt like that too, but I feel like he's younger than Messi, and Messi's 30. It didn't pop up immediately. What the hell is this? So Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah, he's 33.
Yeah, he's the older one out of.
Yeah, I can't even believe that. I feel like I've been seeing Messi a lot more than I have seen Cristiano. So yeah, this is probably the last World Cup that we'll see both of them in their primes, at their best. So that's what it comes down to, and I see Messi in the. This is where, as you alluded to earlier, Alvin, the youth of France gets to them. Is a team like Argentina and a player like Messi controlling the ball and taking care of business and getting Messi his first World Cup title and placing him in, top 5 soccer players of all time kind of level.
And I'm still kind of salty that they didn't call up Icardi.
Argentina?
Yeah.
Yeah, they made some roster decisions that seemed a little skeptical, but in the end, when you have the best soccer player in the world, this is the chance for him to really solidify that. So we have gone through our brackets. We have picked our winners. Now I want to talk about that one player that I said mine is kind of well known, but I feel like he had fallen out of graces over the past couple of years. That it's going to be a re-enlightenment of the player, and so I want to see who y'all have. Who are y'all going to shine a spotlight on for this World Cup? Andrew, who is your guy?
I don't so much have a guy as I have an attack squad with Mexico.
Yeah,
those forwards,
Lozano and Vela and Chicharito.
Yeah, I was like, I don't have them getting far in the tournament, but what they do play should be fun to watch.
Honestly, like with a team like Mexico, like I already have them winning their group, but like them winning their group goes to your point of them having the spotlight shown on them. Like, how are they going to handle Germany? How are they going to handle the best team in the world? And if they put on a show against Germany and they happen to, squeak out a win, even, like, honestly, even a draw against Germany is a win for them.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the odds. So, they definitely have, again, a lot to prove to the world, to show that Mexico is back in business and world soccer. Alvin, who do you have?
He's pretty well known because of what he did this year in the Premier League. Belgium's Kevin De Bruyne. He's up there with Mo Salah as Player of the Year, and from a cam position with Pep at Man City there with him, I think elevated his game.
Well, I mean, Pep elevates every midfielder's game.
He even elevated Sterling. Raheem Sterling's game.
You have to be a great midfielder for Pep's attack to work. Because that's what made Barcelona, that's what helped them win so much under Pep, is because they had, Iniesta and his name slips my mind. But they had the type of midfield play that would able to do that tiki-taka kind of style of play.
Yeah.
And get Messi the ball in open spaces.
Because I'm pretty sure Kevin led the league in assists also, and he was getting his goals in. And I think he's going to be, I don't know if he is, but I think he's like the true captain for Belgium going in. Even though you got the Lukaku brothers, you got Eden Hazard.
Belgium's stacked.
Yeah, they're
That's
real
why
stacked.
I have them in the semis. And because, like, watching them in last World Cup, when they were, all of these guys were 4 years younger than they are now, and watching the United States play them, like, never that game did I feel like the United States have control. I always felt like
the center mid
Belgium had the ball the entire time, and even though it was a 2-1 game, like, I just felt like the United States kind of were lucky that it was that close of a score. And so, for me, again, a guy that's decently well known, but I think he won best young player in the last World Cup, but I think he could win best player, most outstanding player in this World Cup, and it's Paul Pogba from France. He might be the best passer in the world. The way he can place a ball into the box, and the way he can strike from, distance. I brought up that I watched the France-United States game. He hit one in, like, the 30th minute from, like, 10 yards outside the box that tailed away from the goalie and hit the post. And had it not hit the post, they're up 1-0 and going forward. But I think he's the guy being, really one of the veterans, the World Cup veterans on this France team, to help guys like Mbappe, like, show how good this France team can be.
Yeah, to help out Mbappe and Coman.
And so, like, while Pogba might not, score 4, 5, 6 goals that, some of these other guys might, he might score 3 goals and have 6 assists. And, anytime he has the ball, something can happen. And so he's, to me, the one guy that a spotlight will be on going forward in this World Cup. So all in all, we all have different winners. We have different people making it out of the group. The World Cup starts Thursday. It has been 4 years in the making. We don't get to chant USA, USA. I mean, well, I guess it's not. It doesn't even count for Saudi Arabia because they don't have a U in front of Saudi Arabia. But I think, I started out earlier saying how talented the world stage is with soccer players. And there are a lot of teams going through these groups that it would not surprise me to see them either win the group or make it out of the group, make it to the quarters. And that's what's so beautiful about the World Cup is usually like the NCAA tournament, you see a lot of teams reach past their ceiling to kind of make that Cinderella story of getting out of the group, even if they don't make it out of the round of 16, as we have Senegal making it out, Nigeria making it out. These teams at Iceland from 4 years ago, that they put the world on notice, like, hey, these countries have things going on for them too.
They gotta tap into their inner Super Saiyans.
They belong here.
And transform.
Yeah. And then in the end, typically the best team wins.
Yeah.
It's been true the last two. I don't know if Italy was the best team in 2006. France to me was. I thought France was the best team that year.
It was just that back line, and then you got Buffon in the goal.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Not anymore. But again, Thursday starts this whole madness of a World Cup. And it'll be fun to watch. I look forward to every second that I get to watch annoying April with soccer on the TV. There are two sports she hates to watch, and the French Open just ended, so she got to watch a lot of tennis, and she hated every second of it. And now the World Cup starts, so she gets to see me watch a lot of soccer too. Her two least favorite sports have, two of the biggest tournaments in each sport back to back. As I think that ends this edition of the Benchwarmers podcast, we are skipping our On Fire and Dyer and prophecies, as our prophecy was who we picked in our World Cup. We did a Fire and Dyer on Sunday for the NBA season. We will return a week from now to discuss what we have seen so far in the World Cup, and among other interesting things going on in the sports realm. As always, I am Casey Coggins, joined by Alvin Hebert.
This is Brazil.
And Andrew Lara. Shut the hell up.
See y'all next week.